Everyone to stick with the Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos or go live, tap the bell. And if you're here right now, say what's going on. See a few people in here already. Just getting started. First stream in a few weeks. Just getting the juices flowing here. I just want this to be kind of like a little bit of a chill stream. Nothing, not getting too crazy. You don't want to get too crazy. As what's today? Tuesday. So, today I guess was definitely pretty interesting. I would say, we had the S&Ps down 30, Dow down almost 200 at 198, and Nasdaq down 128. Tobin, let's get crazy. I don't want to get crazy. I'm rocking the teal shirt. It's about as crazy as we're getting today. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, I'm where do I start? I've definitely been working a lot behind the scenes. I haven't been very active on YouTube, and it's for a good reason. I've been doing a lot behind the scenes. I've been working on a full training course and just trying to set up UVH to be successful in the future. On top of that, I run other businesses. Things got a little cray. Been making money. That's good, but I would say it's been a very, very busy year. Billy, what's going on? FC, Tobin, Jeff, Deve, how you doing? Nice to see you guys in here. We got gold still going up. Oil back at 58. Man, crazy. We got VIX at 16 right now. And today we had the, what did they say? I had to pull it up. I don't even remember. CNBC with the creative titles. What was it? Dow drops more than 150 points in worst day of June after Fed officials curb rate cut enthusiasm. Beyond up 6% for no reason. Yeah, Beyond is just crazy, but I think what makes Beyond interesting, Microsoft just got slaughtered today. I think what makes Beyond interesting is that it's a company that hasn't been done before. Really, it's a new brand new type of, you might want to call it technology, to kind of transform the food industry where you're eating vegetables versus meat. Whatever it is, I actually don't. I got to look into actually what the product actually is. Like, I get that. I guess what worries me is like something that's been growing in the lab, or how does that all work? I don't know. So I haven't done. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to talk a lot about it until I do my due diligence, because you can't just make assumptions based on price. You need to do your due diligence, whether it's like Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies in general, Beyond, anything that you may not understand, like things that I don't know. I mean, you can't know everything. I tried the other day. Billy, what do you think of the Beyond Meat? I just get a little, honestly, I just get a little worried about how much stuff. I mean, I know I drink like Coke and stuff, but I just get a little bit worried of what I put into my body and how they actually created it. Like, 2 years from now, am I going to be growing a third arm or something like that? Or like, I don't think anything like that, but we may not know what they put in there, and we may not know the effects long term in terms of like cancers and all that. But I guess, if you're going to get cancer, you're going to get cancer these days, it seems, because everything's so processed. And Braxton, what's going on? If you're here right now, say what up. But I do think if Beyond is legit, it does have the capability of capturing a very wide audience, and that's why Tyson Foods is starting to get on it, and a lot of other companies. So it's kind of like the CBD oil. They're going to be starting to put CBD oil in everything. I ate Beyond Meat is good. Yeah, I guess Pretty much the only thing I'm concerned with the burger is the sodium content. Francis, what's going on? Other news, we're like one subscriber away, I think, from passing 7,000. I don't know if it's happened yet. 7,000 subscribers. Let's see here. Let's see if it's happened. Has not happened yet. So we're like one subscriber away from passing 7,000. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Even though I haven't been super active on here, you guys still been subscribing, still been paying attention to what we're doing here. But what I want to talk about today is kind of going through a couple of my trades. We're going to talk about the market a little bit, kind of what's going on. Mr. Warnome, Tobin, you live in the Chicago area and you're worried about food killing you. You know, that's the that's not the first time I heard you from people from outside of Chicago wondering if it's safe here. And to be honest with you, it's extremely safe, especially where I live. I'll be honest with you, like there's very bad parts of Chicago, kind of like LA and New York, and that you don't want to go into, where it's basically a war zone. But I will say that I don't know how to put this. I have a very fortunate life, and I am very blessed in where I live and where my family grows up. Where I live in a very safe neighborhood and community, and not everyone gets that opportunity, you know, especially around here. You know, I grew up. I spent most of my life. I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with my family. 4 brothers and sisters, and I get it. I know what it's like to be scared of when you go outside and there's people out there that you may not want to see you, maybe want to beat you up. I've run into people with guns before where I grew up, you know, and where I live now is night and day where I came from, and I'll work very hard to maintain this lifestyle, and I'll work very hard for my family, and so that my kids don't have to have those kind of worries, you know. But I go downtown regularly. It's just what it is. If it's your time, Tobin, it's your time, you know. Francis gonna subscribe to this other email. Braxton, yeah, we're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over some things, but I would say I'm having trouble. He's saying I'm having trouble picking companies to trade options for. Any quick tips? What works for me trading options on is companies that I'm familiar with, companies that I know and use their products, and companies that are very liquid. Like I personally like to trade. I'm gonna unsub and resub to B7K. It would still be the same number, FC, if you unsubbed and resub. You know, as you can see, like if you can see my watch list over here to the left, these are mostly the companies I trade. I do trade Beyond or Lyft or Uber or new IPOs and stuff like that from time to time. But these are the companies I like. These are the companies I know. And these are the companies that I trade. I don't veer off too crazy most of the time. You know, I trade liquid companies. I'm very into the IT industry. I trade a lot of tech stocks. I do like trading the banks like GS, JP Morgan. I don't really trade Bank of America just because of the price. And you also have to trade stocks that you're comfortable with in price, you know, and their options. Are you comfortable trading stocks that are above 100? Are you comfortable trading stocks that are above 500? Do you need to trade stocks that are under $50 a share? You know, it's all about your risk and what you want to trade. I know it's a big vast sea, but also look for liquidity. But like let's get into some of the charts for SPY or the S&Ps. Do you guys like? I think we talked about this before. Things to be concerned about is the G20 summit this Saturday. Supposedly, Trump is meeting with China to discuss whatever they're going to discuss. I don't know if that means we're going to be getting a deal or no deal. I mean, pretty much no deal. The reason why the market fell today is because Well, the reason why it was ripping is because people thought there was a. I actually saw the Wall Street Journal last week where it said in the Wall Street Journal there was 100% certainty that we were going to get a rate cut in July by the Fed. And today they came out and saying like, oh yeah, we're not going to rate cut or whatever, and that's why the market's down, and honestly, I don't, my personal opinion, I don't think we should cut rates. Why would we cut rates when we're at all-time highs? Or what are you scared of? Are you scared of the market going down a little bit like we had here? I mean, yeah, it got a little dicey, I will say, but it wasn't like a 30% haircut. It didn't throw us into a recession or anything. We're in a current trade war with China. Mexico wanted to resolve their trade war right away because they didn't want to actually get tariffs or anything like that. But you have to understand, Mexico and China, completely different stories, and China relies on us more than we rely on them, even though we do manufacture cars and all that stuff. But China is a much bigger threat, where Mexico wanted to make a deal, and they wanted to make a deal quick. There's a lot of things that Mexico utilizes and relies on us for, so they want that going. And what I'm looking at here, I did talk about it last time, my last couple weeks ago, was when it gets up here like the 294, 295 area, we did hit 296.31, did breach all-time highs again, but we're just topping out here. Up in here, hit it up here. What was it? 290, 293.75, we'll say. About 293 and three quarters here. And then it fell apart. It was our constant downtrend. We did get into a nice range up in here, October, November, December, and then that just completely broke down. And then we had a massive run, and then back in April, May, we hit this area again, 295 area, came back down to 280, and then it looked like we were going to have another failed attempt to run, so it ran back up to 289, but then failed down to the 272 area. And now the reason why the market was running, because they're thinking that we were going to get rate cuts and we were going to do all this stuff, and then the Fed's like, hold on, we might not actually do these rate cuts, because maybe somebody woke up the next morning and talked some sense to themselves, like, hey, we actually we're at all-time highs. Why would we cut rates now? And the reason why they cut rates is to kind of protect itself against inflation and all this stuff. And Trump is taking credit for the market. A lot of people take credit for the market, but there's a lot of people that are working to keeping the market up. Right? Nobody says, hey, I want to wake up tomorrow and crash the market. Nobody, unless you're like an epic short seller of mass proportions, which, there are out there. But they don't control a lot of the policies. Like the White House, they obviously want the stock market to go up. The Fed wants the stock market to go up. Americans in general want the stock market to go up because their 401ks are doing better. They can retire. They can sleep well at night. Tom Sauce, blind shutters. Yeah. You got the Michael Berrys out there. You got what's the guy from Citron. Anyways, you do have those people, but 90% of the market is working, and the 90% of the people are working to keep the market up. All-time highs, keep pushing it. And the reason why Trump wants the Fed to cut rates is because he wants, on the next election, us to be ripping through. He wants the S&Ps above 3,000. He wants to get on that debate stage and be like, hey, in my 4 years, look what I did. You guys are nothing. You want the next 4 years to be incredible? Vote for me, right? And that's what's happening here. I'm not telling you who to vote for or who to blame or whatever. This is not political. This is just what presidents like to do. They like to take credit for the stock market, but essentially they're not the only ones working to keeping the stock market afloat. And if you've done any research, presidents don't. I think Trump has actually. In terms of tariffs and stuff, I would say he watches the market more than like Obama did. Obama, I don't really think really monitored the stock market that much. Obama. But I think that Trump wakes up in the morning, checks what the futures are at, see what the S&P is doing, looks on his phone. I think he's very active on how the stock market is doing it, and I think it's been mentioned before on CNBC that he does actively monitor the stock market like all the time. Now, I would say if there's in the self interest of Trump and what he's trying to do, it's more of like getting the stock market at all time highs at any cost is, I would say, more selfish than it is not. I would say it's more for him than the American people, because you could easily, sure, they can implement policies, make the stock market explode, but then what happens? We're gonna fall fast one day. One day it's gonna catch up with us. It's gonna be manipulated. People are gonna pull a bunch of money out, and it's gonna be terrible. It's better to go up very slow than it is just to go straight up and then we crash and burn. And it's kind of like your portfolio or your account. Is it better to go up $1,000 at a time steadily, or go up 10,000, go up 20,000, then lose 50,000? Vote for none of the above. So yeah, if you're here right now, say what up. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. So, that's kind of my take. I would say, kind of a red flag for me up here, the 295. I was actually really surprised it did break above 296 very briefly here. Kind of go over a couple of my trades here that I did. I've really only been trading SPY. I haven't traded a whole lot else. I did close it out today. I did take $128 loss on that. And I got to kind of give you some context, and I'll go over the trade that I did today. I've been trading very slow. The fact that I remember that shows my age. I think a lot of people here might not have even seen Brewster's Millions, and I've seen it lots of times, even though it kind of predates me a little bit. As you can see here, I haven't been doing a ton of trades. Probably should have done more, but just like I said, it's been really busy. Originally, I had on that I took off today. Let's see this, June 26th. I had a strangle on. I had the 293, 295. Sold it for 222. I got to go back a couple of days and kind of backtrack what my original position is. 294, and then I had the 293 puts and the 296 calls, and then I dumped the calls here at 64 cents. I bought another one, then I dumped them. I bought one for 76 cents, bought it for 64 cents. All in all, I lost about $128 on it. Then I bought the 295 call, and we went down a bit today. So I actually made some money back on that. It was way worse. What I probably should have done, monitored that trade a lot better. I actually have some regrets on that. I should have definitely monitored that trade better. Probably should have adjusted or probably defended that. What I really got stuck on that trade was in here. Just kind of got killed up in here, up in this area. When did I put that trade on? Essentially, it was 6. Yeah, so I guess what happened was 619 or so. I put the trade on, then we ripped to 296. And I took the calls off, and I left the put. I probably should have averaged down the put, and I would have made some money. Instead, I left the put, and then I bought the 295 call. Wasn't a good plan. Wasn't a good plan. But what I did today, though. Let's go into today. Kind of clean this up for you. What I did today, though, is I bought another strangle. If you see these two trades here for July 1st, I bought the 291 put. So I got the 291 put, and I bought that at 2:13 p.m. So I'm Central Time. So right down in here, I bought the 291 put, and we did break down to 290.76 at close. We did hit 290.62, and then I bought that for July 1st, which is Monday, and then I bought the for protection the 293 call for June 28th, which is this Friday, for 70 cents. So all in all, I'm in about $3.09 on this trade in terms of risk here. And you're like, why did you trade 2 different weeks like that? And the reason for that, let's go into SPY here, and you can see that I have the 2 different trades here. What I was looking for is I was looking for some protection. So it's a bearish position. My goal was it to hit like the 290, 289 area. It's a bearish position. I wanted it to go down, but at the same time I wanted protection. But if you look at the pricing on these calls, they really got jacked up today. Normally these wouldn't be so high. This, like right here, these 295s, they probably should have been around 50 cents, 60 cents. And instead they're 80, 90 cents at the time when I was looking to buy them. So I still wanted the protection, but I didn't want to lose a lot of money to theta and that kind of thing. So that's why I bought one that was closer, so it was a little bit cheaper. And essentially, I don't want this one to work out anyways. And, you know, I would rather not to work out. But I did buy the protection here at 293. I actually bought it for 70 cents, I believe, and now it's trading at 59 cents. So that's why I did what I did. So still wanted some protection. I actually haven't traded like that in a long time, but I saw the opportunities today to kind of take advantage of that and go from there. So my goal on SPY is just some like very short trades, not trying to lose. You know, when I make a trade, I've traded options for quite a while, and I've had 100% losses before. And people are like, hey, why do you strangle a lot of things? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I find that in terms of my trading style, I do a lot better when I place a strangle. For when I'm wrong, yes, maybe I won't make back all my money, but I'm going to lose a lot less. You know, I've calculated it through Excel. I've done the math. I've done the work that when I play strangles, I generally do better. You know, over the long term. Yeah, sure, I may lose some here and there, may go against me, but for when they go against me, the times that I break even, it's way better to break even than to go max loss. Let me tell you that much. You know, oh, the trade went against me, I broke even. You know, you don't feel that bad as, oh, the trade went against me, I have max loss, right? You don't feel as bad. You know, nowadays when a trade goes against me, I just say, oh, it didn't work out, move on to the next. You know, it's kind of a thing. The thing is, you gotta protect your account. Like FC says, protect the neck. I don't think futures really showed SPY to potentially falling. Is that normal? Yeah, I mean the pre-market was up this morning. I think, let's see here, yeah, this morning they were S&Ps were recovering, and then we just fell it open. The other thing that I was watching here today was Microsoft. Microsoft is now the most valuable company in the world, surpassing Apple and Google, and it just had a crazy tear from 119 all up to 138, and today it just had a huge red day. I mean, it was down 3%. Let's see what those puts are up here. Yeah, man, should have placed a trade. I just got. I know you shouldn't ever trade scared. That's trade scared, so that's why I didn't place a trade. But when you go from 119 to like almost 140, it's not a train that you really want to get in front of. And plus, I do believe in Microsoft. I do believe in their growth, and they've finally breaking out of their 20-year slump. So, and Microsoft's doing amazing things in Azure, Office 365. I mean, Microsoft's crushing it on a lot of different levels. So that's why I didn't really want to get into it. Even though in my mind it says short this, short this, short this, in the back of my mind there's a lot of other things that I do believe will bring the stock higher. I don't know how much higher. It needs to come back down a little bit, but yeah, these were nice. 300%, 600% on those puts. I personally felt that gold going up with the market, one of them was lying. Yeah, the other thing that I was really, really concerned about was, let's talk about gold for a second, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin as well, was, you know, the breaking out. So when all this stuff's going on with the Fed and everything, and the market is going up and up, and then gold breaks out like majorly in the last, what was it? How many years? 5 years was it? Yeah, first time in 5 years it's breaking out above. When was I don't even remember the last time it was 1400. Okay, so what year is this? This is 2012. 2012 it was this high. You guys remember back in like 2011, 2012, around then, all those like gold stores are popping up in every corner and say like sell your gold for cash and all that stuff. And I kind of reflected on that this week when gold was moving up high, Bitcoin is moving up high. Is like, why are these things moving higher and the stock market's moving higher? And I agree, one of them was lying. And I think it's the market. I think the market is I've been saying this for a while. I think the market is definitely in trouble. Yeah, and Bitcoin. Actually, I thought they were actually going to remove Bitcoin futures, but Bitcoin's back. I know we have some people here trading Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin. When it was laying low around 3,000 area. When money's being pumped into other areas, gold, crypto, the money's gonna leave the stock market. That's what I feel. I don't know when. I'm not saying it's all like gloom and doom and all that, but just be aware. Just be aware when things start to not correlate is when you should watch out and start changing your strategies and start pulling back some of your risk. Kron, yeah, I think Kron and all the weed stocks are gonna pay. They're gonna go up. I mean, I think consolidation right now for these stocks is the healthiest thing for them. I think their potential is great, especially because I know in Illinois, January 2020, we're going to be legal here. I think they're going to legalize it nationally as well. I think that's what they're pushing for as well. So all these things with weed products and all that stuff, I mean, I think it's gonna be exponential. But for me, honestly, I don't think I would want to trade options on these. I have, and it's not that fun. They're overpriced and you get your face ripped off. If anything, I would just buy stock. That's for me. All these ones, CGC, Kron. I don't know about Tilray. They still, yeah. I mean, but consolidation is not a bad thing if you look over the last couple of months. No, not really consolidation, I would say here. Got cut 50% in the last few months. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I don't know about Tilray. Tilray's just on a downward spiral, but things just got so out of control with Tilray. That's what happens, and that's why I would worry about like Bitcoin as well. When these moves like this it's not stable. Wait for the pullback. It's not going to be like that forever. Things just can't go straight up. I know there's FOMO, fear of missing out, and you're like, oh man, if I had that, I could have been up 200% on Bitcoin this year. I could have done this, I could have done that. In retrospect, if the best thing for me right now is to have a lot of cash on the side for when we start retracting, going down from these all-time highs. And I have talked about it before where people were like, when SPY was going down, the S&Ps and the market was, I wouldn't say crashing, but it was a little scary. I mean, it was the biggest downturn we've had in years. When it was going down, I would say, if you go back to 2008, we could easily get a 30% haircut where SPY is back down to 200, 190, something like that. Huge. I'm coming on. BTC will have massive correction. Yeah. The thing is, FC. What I was worrying about is money's being pumped into gold and crypto, and the question is why. That's the question. So money hasn't left the stock market yet, where's this money coming from? Because when you're taking money, is it just people have money on the side and they're waiting to people just have a ton of cash right now and they're putting it in there? Because money really hasn't left the market. Where is this money coming from? When money goes into something that there's outflow and there's inflow, right? So where's the outflow? Was it sitting in their saving account? People were just building that up. The inflow, we can see the inflow right now on Bitcoin and on gold. Something's crazy. Something's up. Something's happening. Something's gonna happen. Chris, what's going on, man? The Qs. Yeah, the Qs, I would say it's almost too good to be true where these technicals here at like 191, 190 area came into play here. Now we're down to 184. At this rate, you might want to be looking at like the 177 area, the 175 area for short. But those are the kind of things that when I'm laying in bed, I think about. Don't tell my wife. I'm gonna get in trouble. Anyways, yeah, Q's the same thing. I mean, Q's got hit the hardest today, almost down 2%, and I think it's just a sign that things have come. Amazon also kind of been topping out around here, the low 1900s, the mid 1900s as well. Had a massive run, but even though the market recovered, Amazon didn't see 2000. Yeah, I don't know what to say, FC. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be wrapping up here shortly. But what I think is that the inflow and the outflow, we need to figure out what's going on here. Why is money being pumped into gold? Also oil's up quite a bit as well, and crypto. So I think I missed this entirely, but CRM. Yeah, CRM was in a consolidation period, but now it looks to be a little bit bearish because you can see that's high up here, then we have a lower high here, then we have a lower high here. So, it could easily revisit this 145 area, which it could bounce from. But, CRM, they've been making money. They've been doing great things. I mean, they're the number CRM in the world, basically. Everything integrates with Salesforce, and they transform that tool, that industry. I would say they're the leader, but they have been consolidating this year. They haven't been going up, even with good earnings last quarter. It just kept them in range. Now it's back down into range. So it's consolidating to either eventually it's gonna get tight. The range is gonna get tight, and it's either gonna break down to the downside or to the upside. Right now, it appears to be more downside. I would definitely play this. I probably should have, put a little bearish strangle on here. If it makes another run to 160, great. If 145, that's good too. Yeah, I mean, the most money that I've made in the market isn't because I was really smart, or it wasn't because I made a good play. It wasn't because I was at the the right place. It wasn't like quick money. It was just making a trade that I believed in, and holding on to my plan, and making sure, like the spot when I went over my SPY trade, I had a plan, but I didn't adjust it. I didn't do anything. I just kind of waited it out, and I didn't lose a lot of money, but the simple trades are something are the best trades, I would say. If you see it, if you think that, hey, oil's going to do this, I might want to put a trade on here, and Bitcoin's going to go up. I mean, that's why you don't trade with money that you need. A lot of times I've seen a lot of people in the UVH fam. It breaks my heart, but they made a lot of money too quickly. and then they blew up their account. You know, and I kind of took a step back. It was really like, what am I doing here? Like, is it me? Is it them? Like, why every time I come on here onto YouTube, I tell you, only trade with money that you have. Don't put all your money into the market. Don't get crazy. You know, the best returns are consistent returns, and just keep making money slowly. Don't try to make thousands or millions of dollars in a month. Just, make $100, $200, $300, $400. You make $100 10 times, it's $1,000. You do that again, it's another $1,000. Versus making $1,000 on one trade, you get in trouble. So I think, and Billy, I do agree with you. I came to the realization that people have to understand who they are when it comes to trade. Are you, I want to say, they say that money magnifies people, but also like trading like magnifies your who you are. Are you a greedy person? Are you an angry person? That all comes down to how you trade. Like if you get angry because you lost some money, and then you go in and start revenge trading, and then you dig yourself in a deeper hole, that's your problem. You did that to yourself. If you're up 100% and you think you can be up 200%, 300%, and then you lose money on the trade, that's you. That's you. If you're up 50% and then you go down and you lose 20% on the trade, that's you. That's people that have unrealistic expectations, and I think that they have a false sense of security, and when they believe when they're winning that they'll continue to win all the time. But the one thing that you can stay the same, like you could stay the same person, but the one thing that you can't control is that the market is going to change all the time. Just because you have a great strategy that works out for months at a time and the market shifts and you start losing money, you don't understand why, it's not because of you, it was because of the market. That's just how it is. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to continue making money. But there was a lot of people in Discord and Facebook that, they were bragging about making a lot of money and they were doing this and doing that. And then they blew their account up and they said, I can't trade anymore. I was like, well, I just don't know. I don't know why they would do that. What we try to do here at UVH is stay disciplined, make consistent returns, and grow your account. The idea for me to go kind of like public is I wasn't seeing responsible traders out here. All you see out here is, hey, make money so you can buy a Ferrari, or hey, make money. What I want to do is like, hey, if I could show somebody how to make an extra $100 a month so they can buy their kids clothes, that could change their life. If I could show somebody how to make an extra $500 a month or $1,000 a month, so that could change their life. If you make six figures in a month, you make $10,000. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. I mean, that's amazing. There's some people here making $50,000, $25,000 in gains and profits at a time, and that's great. And if that helps you change, if that changes your life, that's good. But most people, they want disposable income. They want to make money outside of the 9 to 5. They want to make the extra $100. If it could just pay their cell phone bill, if it could just pay their car note, that's life changing for a lot of people. And that's what I was looking for. And what I saw was people starting to make money off of what we're doing here, and then they lost it all. Sometimes it's good to pause after a gain, just same as taking a loss. I agree. Trader will never blow their account. If anyone blows up their account, they're not trading. Yep, exactly. I mean, there's this. I said treat your accounts as a business. You expect to buy something for less and sell it for more. And if you're just like, oh, I'm going to place a bet here, I'm going to place a bet here, I'm going to place a bet here, just go down to the casino and they'll take your money just fine. This is what it is. But on that note, guys, I'm done ranting. I won't continue to rant. I'm working on a lot of things. I have podcasts set up. Things are going well. I'm going to be having a podcast come out very, very soon. If this video was valid to you at all, hit the like button. If you're watching this later, comment, hit subscribe. We're like 1 or 2 away from hitting, I don't know what it is now, 7,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay green. It's always us first, third.